Happy afternoon, Kudos crew. Hope you're doing great today. It's actually been a pretty great start to my day, very productive. And my morning started off really good because I got on the scale this morning. And over time, I've lost 20 pounds, which is really exciting. But I want to share my story with you, and maybe it'll help you a little bit. I had at one point, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that our family had gone through multiple deaths and just a really horrible time, like 7 year down. And I'm actually normally I'm a pretty short person. I'm only 5 feet tall, and putting on just 5 pounds of weight is equivalent to maybe somebody else putting on 10 or 15 pounds. So shortly after my husband had passed away, he needed caregiving for about 2 years prior to him passing away, which was very stressful. But I was running so much, I don't think that any calories even had a chance to stick. And after he passed away, along with some other deaths, I ended up putting on 35 pounds, which was basically 35%, no, 30% more body weight than I've ever carried in my whole entire life. So it was awful. I had never been that big. Maybe when I was pregnant, I was that big, but it had just this negative impact on me in so many ways. And then I actually got to the point that I didn't even care. He was gone. All these other people were gone, and I was starting to fall into that rut of depression. And when that happens, it creates almost like where you feel like you have walk around the garden, give you guys a little bit of a tour, but where you almost feel like you have a noose around your neck where you can't get up. And that was my first time really ever encountering depression in my life. I had always been super high energy, and when this happened, I didn't even know how to handle it, or how to move forward or anything like that. So I caved into it, and it was horrible, and I did what I had to do to survive and take care of my family. But then when it came to taking care of me, I didn't care. To tell you the truth, I got to the point where I just didn't care. So I ended up last spring, March, Lent had come up, and I had a hope of wanting to try to give something up for Lent. And if you don't know what Lent is, during that time, just before Easter, you're supposed to make like a sacrifice to God, giving up something. It could be, swearing or lying or snacks or internet or whatever you want to do. And it's just as making a sacrifice and a connection, a covenant with him. So anyhow, the past couple years before that, I'm going to tell you the truth, I didn't even have the willpower to want to try. In the past, I'd always give up, like pop or, or whatever I was giving up. And I didn't have the willpower to do it. And this went on for a couple of years. It was just like being in this dark place of, not caring, indifference. It's actually even worse than not caring. It's just like, I just don't care at all and beyond. So this past spring, I decided, well, I'm going to give it a try. And and like I said, I didn't even want to do it for myself, but I had said in prayer, give me the strength to try to do this. I'm going to do it for you. And I had actually, this past year, I had given up pop, Coca-Cola specifically. And I ended up not, I guess, even going into it, like even questioning my faith if I had the ability to do it. I know that sounds so weak to some of you, but it was just so low. And I ended up pushing forward, and through grace of God, just gave up the pop, and occasionally, we'll have a soda or something like that. And then the other thing kind of tying into that is that started progressing, because I didn't even have the strength to do it for myself, to tell you the truth. I was just doing that for God. That was it. It wasn't even about me, but I guess indirectly it was about me. So I ended up starting to feel a little bit better and being able to move, and this past spring, I realized, I want to continue this journey of being in the garden and making it look pretty and getting my body active outside with something that I enjoy. And I started, just grabbing my shovel every time that I'd have the tiniest burst of energy, and I'd grab my shovel and I'd dig up grass, I'd dig a hole, I'd do whatever. And through that and some dietary changes, just the pop, I ended up shaving off that 20 pounds, and I still have another 15 pounds to go. And hopefully through grace of God, that'll happen. But even if I'm where I'm at now, physically, I feel better. Mentally, I feel better. Having that kind of weight around my, my abdomen, that's where a lot of it went to, was my gut. It went right to my gut. It made me just bending over. It was uncomfortable. Doing things that I would normally do, bounce up on a counter, spring up onto the counter. I couldn't do that anymore. There's a lot of stuff where it was wow, a lot of these things that I took for granted, I can't do anymore. And it was because of that damn weight. And my problem is I didn't even have the self-desire to lose it for myself, because I didn't even care. It was So anyhow, the reason why I'm sharing this story with you, okay, number one, I am super stoked when I got on the scale and it's 20 pounds less. And it did not happen overnight. It was since last March or whatever. But the reason why I'm coming on here is I want to share a point with you. Is too often we get into this rut that we think we know all the answers, or we have everything within us. Yeah, we do, but you have to have the right information to tap into the information that you have within you. And not asking for help, whether it's through prayer and asking God to help you to get through something, or even not asking for help, like a business thing that I recently had. I had the project 80% done, but there was one minor thing that I just didn't have the know-how. And for me to get it done right, for me to accomplish what I wanted, I had to ask for help. And too often we get into this mode of not feeling that we should or want to ask for help or to ask questions. And you know what? Nobody can do it on their own. You can, but you better go live up in a mountain as a hermit and know how to live off the bark and berries. So I just want to encourage you, if there's something that you're trying to accomplish in your life, and you want some sort of change to happen, and you feel like you don't even have the willpower or the care to really do anything about it, lean on prayer, lean into your faith. Faith isn't like this magical blanket that wraps you up and then it's you feel like you've got everything. It's a blind faith. It's going into it with the hope of something else, of what it is that you're looking for. So don't be afraid to ask God for help. Ask for that spiritual guidance to show you what you need to do and to give you the strength to do it. And for me, it was little things like I was telling you about the gardening thing. It put me in a situation of wanting to get up, to go try something new, to plant something new, to create something that was outside of the thoughts that I had that were filled with a lot of pain of, your mind remembers things in images. It rarely remembers things just in word. So when you're flashing back on memories, a lot of times it's visual, audio. And anyways, I had a lot of sad images that were stuck on autoplay for a long time. And finally, when I started reaching outside of my mind, that's when I started getting to the point where I had the desire to try something new and to try a different approach. But, honestly, I can't take credit for it. It was through grace of God and Him holding me up, because I didn't care. And I hope any of you that are going down that really difficult road, and it happens to all of us, there will not be anyone that goes through this life that doesn't go through a moment of difficulty. I just want to encourage you, when that's happening, really reach out and start saying prayers. And it's not like some kind of cartoon where the magic, fairy godmother pops up and grants your magic wish, but it starts to create and bring things into your life that are of goodness and love and will push you down the right road. And sometimes it's even through difficulties that you have to go through. And I know that I've learned a lot through this 2-year journey of gaining all that weight. I think I have more empathy for people that are overweight. You know, we have a lot of people in our family that are overweight, and I think I was always a little bit fearful because I didn't want genetically that same thing to happen to me. And unfortunately, through just not even choice life, the way that it rolled out, I ended up down that road, and I didn't like it. I did not like it. I'm not even going to do the sugar coat of say, you know, I was beautiful even when I was fat, because I didn't feel that way. And I still have a long ways to go. But I'm hoping through, you know, continuing to do what I'm doing that I can at least maintain where I'm at. And again, this post it's not just so much about, yay, I lost 20 pounds, but I want to encourage you, you know, if you guys are going through difficulty, whether it's losing weight or, you know, any bad habit that you have, you know, or doing better in your business, start to lean on prayer. You'll be amazed how it'll start to guide you down the right road and all of that good stuff. So it's a beautiful evening out here, and I'm still on this journey of learning to embrace healthy, happy living. And I hope that you're enjoying all the stuff that we share here with you every single day. It's just, every day is full of new lessons. And the one thing I'm very grateful for is my faith and God. And, you know, I'm not going to get in too much of a soapbox, but honestly, through all of my difficulties, Jesus Christ was the one that lifted me up and guided me in some ways. And whatever walk of faith that you come from, you know, there's so many different walks of faith in this world. I just hope that you learn how to really cultivate that into your life again. So many of us have become numb and just tied into the social media and disconnected from, you know, our creator and all the greatness, like all this beautiful stuff out here. This is God's artistry, and I'm just grateful I get to see it. So that was my soapbox for the day, and I appreciate all of you tuning in. Oh, I see. Is it Danielle? Hi, Danielle. How are you today? Hope you're having a beautiful afternoon. And I just want to thank all of you for taking the time to tune in and liking our page and helping us grow this voice so that people can see the everyday life choices that you can make to bring a balance to mind, body, and spirit. So if you haven't liked our page, give us a thumbs up. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And we are getting ready to relaunch our new website. It'll be happening in the next few weeks here. I'm really excited about that. And also our next Kudos magazine, you guys, it's coming out like the next couple weeks. If you still want to sign up for this issue, you can go over to our Facebook page under the tab that says shop, and you can order that to be delivered to your house or business. There is a package where you can order all 4 issues for a year, and you get an extra $3 savings. So that's it for today, you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Enjoy all the goodness that's all around you, and learn to really lean back into faith. There's some power in that, and it's worked for me, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. All right, you guys, keep taking little steps each day to build the life that you want. Have a beautiful afternoon. Take care. Bye-bye.